So, hello and welcome to this edition of Happy Hour, practicing Metta and the Brahma Viharas together. So, for our practice today, I'd like to invite us to bring to our mind and hearts today in our practice metta for our collaborators, past, present, and future, our co-creators, people with whom or beings with whom we have collaborated in the past, personal projects, work projects, volunteer work, because none of us is an island. And the work that we dedicate ourselves to, whatever it might be, it's always a collaboration, a co-creation of some kind. Sometimes it's more apparent, more easily noted that it's supported by the work of others. Sometimes it's a brainstorm and working together, creating. So the one reason why it's helpful, it's important, perhaps to practice with in this way, with let's say with practice of metta, kindness, goodwill. We do this practice in concentric circles, as you know, right? We start with ourselves and go to benefactors and friends, neutral beings, and then to those we have difficulty with, and all beings. And when we get to the all beings category, all beings, one way that traditionally all beings practice is taught, because if you just think of all beings in a way, the mind kind of goes a little numb, like all beings is kind of hard to imagine all beings. We divide it into lots of different categories, different, categories of beings that are like this or beings that are like that. So just so that the mind can kind of grasp, oh yeah, these beings, oh yeah, then these beings, so that there's a sense of relatability, right? So one way to think of this practice as I'm introducing tonight for us to consider people we've collaborated with or will collaborate with, or just collaborators as a category, is both as a way to think of it, oh yes, as this unique category we usually don't think about of all beings, so that we can kind of grok it, connect with this category. And also, it's a category that's kind of spread perhaps over some of the other categories, right? Amongst the collaborators could be people that are our benefactors. Our work, our what we contribute to the world really depends on their work, depends on their goodness, on their gifts to us. Some of them might be dear friends. So the category of dear friends, like, oh yeah, we really like these collaborators. They're just good friends. Some of them might be in the category of neutral, like we don't quite know them yet. Maybe we're thrown into a project to work together in the past or present or future. Some of them might be in the category of, guess what? Those we have challenges with. That wonderful category of people who are our best teachers and really seeing the areas of entanglement in our heart, where our heart has entanglement. So this category has a lot going for it. This collaborators category. So I'm just bringing this to life. And again, right now you may not be working, you might be retired, but I trust you've had collaborators in your past. The past, again, either work or family groups. Maybe you've hosted a party together, or, a reunion, and you've had collaborators. So just people you have co-created with, so that you're not alone. You're not an island. We're not an island. And also in this way, humility comes in. We don't do things on our own. So many causes and conditions and people um, support us, and we support them to co-create what is here in this world. So it also brings up a sense of humility. It's not just all me, me, me. We come together. So I hope I have convinced you that this is a juicy category that has a lot of implications, and also to invite you to be creative with it, and don't say, "Oh, I'm retired, I'm not working right now," but just be creative with this. Who are your collaborators now? Who have been maybe in the past, or who knows what the future might bring? So have fun with this. See how you can um, inhabit, fill in this category with all the gifts that it has with humility and co-creation and seeing our parts and other people's parts and all of that. So it has a lot going for it. There's a lot of good threads here. So, okay. I have set the topic up. Let's begin. Let's land. Let's settle. Let's arrive. Let's arrive in our bodies. As always, we start by landing and arriving in our body with our breath. Landing, turning our awareness, inviting our awareness to turn to this body, the breath, all the parts of this body collaborating with each other. All the systems. Our lungs collaborating with the oxygen, collaborating with the blood carried through our body, collaborating with the heart, with the central nervous system, the brain, the muscle, digestive system, the bones, the skin. Gosh, so many collaborations within this body alone. Appreciating all this orchestration, coordination, where we seemingly don't have to do anything about it. We're the beneficiary. Receiving the breath in the abdomen, settling, relaxing muscles with each out breath. And first, I'd like to invite us, as we continue to stay embodied with this theme of collaboration, to bring to your heart, to yourself, this being who is you, as a partner, as a collaborator in your projects and your life. And this collaborator who's you, sometimes a benefactor, supports you, loves you, is caring, is generous, is supportive. Sometimes they serve, or they show up as a dear friend, as a good friend, patient, appreciating your good qualities as you appreciate theirs, what they bring to this collaboration. Sometimes you show up for yourself as the person you're having challenges with, having patience. Gosh, why couldn't this person do it this better as part of this project? Have some humor about this invitation I'm bringing in, seeing all the ways in which we, our own collaborators in these categories show up for us. Again, see if you can appreciate all these different ways that you show up for yourself. And this collaboration that is your life, your projects, your work. The sense of humor, appreciating the gifts, the goodness, the talents, the idiosyncrasies, the challenges, the shortcomings, with humor, with warm-heartedness. See if there can be some tenderness towards these variations. Especially towards the collaborator you're having challenges with now and then. They're doing the best they can. May you be safe. May I be safe from inner and outer harm. Wishing well for all these versions of yourself. May I be safe. All these versions. I offer myself my psychological safety. To the benefactor, dear friend, maybe even neutral sometimes, and especially to the version I sometimes have challenges with. To the self I sometimes have challenges with. May I be safe for myself. May I be safe to myself. Offering safety. I offer safety to all the ways I show up for myself. It's okay. Doing the best I'm able to, given all the causes and conditions of my birth, my genetics, my upbringing, all these collaborators, different versions of me. May I be happy. May I be healthy. And may I have ease. May I meet the moments of my life as I co-create moments of my life with ease. As much ease as possible. May I be safe from myself, for myself, inner and outer harm. May I be happy and joyful as I co-create my life. May I co-create it with joy. As much as possible. May I be healthy. May this body have the ease of well-being and health. May my life unfold with ease. May I co-create with my perception, ways of being, ways of seeing that meet the conditions of life. May I co-create my life. May I meet moments with as much ease as possible. Now I'd like to invite you, if you would bring to your heart now some collaborators. There are people you're collaborating with now, anything, work, volunteering, family, people you have collaborated with in the past. Both just as good. Letting there be open of heart appreciation for the gifts, for the goodness, the talents, for the challenges, for the streams of our energy coming together to co-create something bigger than ourselves, than each of us individually. Appreciating with metta and care and warmth. Thank you. May you be well. I wish you goodness. I wish you ease. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you have health. May you have ease in your life. Consider each individual one at a time. Give metta to them one at a time. Or as a group, All of you or all of us, collaborators. See what works best for you in this moment, what's needed. Could be with the phrases of Metta as you wish them. Wish them safety, happiness, health, and ease, or without. Make sure you include yourself in the metta, the goodwill, good wishes, appreciation. May all of us collaborating, co-creating together for something greater than each of us alone could bring to this world, offer this world. May all of us be safe. Have a happy heart of health and well-being. Have ease. Appreciating that the sum of all of our efforts, talents, devotions, including challenges, is bigger, bigger than each of us alone. Appreciation, gratitude, love and kindness for the grace of this co-creation, collaboration, the we being bigger than me. For each person's talents and gifts, their values, their goodness, the complexity of their lives. They have just as rich an inner life, inner world as I do. wishing us all well, present or past. And if you start to think about the project or people, come back to the breath, to the body, and just to the sense of goodwill. Just to the sense of goodwill. Acknowledging that your collaboration with these collaborators is impermanent. It has arisen and it will come to an end at some point. If it already hasn't, it's all impermanent. It's all impermanent. And what is more important to you in collaboration if it's ongoing right now? Fostering goodwill, care, generosity. Service. May all beings everywhere be free. Thank you all. Thank you for your practice. So I've just changed the settings. You're welcome to share your reflections, questions, comments, observations in chat. Again, if they're just sent to me, I will only read the reflection, not your name. And if it's to everyone, I'll read your name also. Or you can raise your hand, your Zoom hand, your physical hand I may not see. So what did you notice? What was it like for you? What did you discover? Barbara, please. Oops, you're still muted. Oops, still muted. Let's try that one more time.
Down here?
Yes, can hear you now.
As I was thinking over my sort of a lifetime, a career of working in different ways with different people, so many collaborators, and I must say now that I'm retired, my very best friends are former collaborators from different jobs, decades ago, and that the bonds formed by someone who's really a good collaborator is just worth their weight in gold.
Yay. That's such a beautiful reflection. Yeah, that there's so many friendships have come from deep engagement, beautiful engagement together. Yeah, it's very sweet. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Abraham, please. Oops, where did Abraham go? Uh-oh, there you are.
There we go. Hi.
Hi.
So, two thoughts. One was that maybe because I'm a very opinionated human being, there's a lot of collaborators that I have in my life that we didn't necessarily call ourselves collaborators, more like competitive. But that's the whetstone that sharpens the knife. The people that you rub up against really hard. They teach you so much, or they teach that I learned a lot. The other thing, because I am older, maybe, or maybe a young person would do this too, but I have such a lifetime of people. It just was flooding me at times. It was like as I was doing metta for this one, it would trigger me to go here and trigger me to go there. It was quite a flow of ideas. So I'm just interested in how that happened for other people.
Thank you, Abraham. Yeah. Thanks for that share and also the invitation if others want to share. And for me, I'll share from my practice. I think for me, what called to me most today was to have metta for one project that I'm currently working on with some collaborators. Just they lit up. They really lit up. I just stayed with them. It was so yeah, just their presence. I appreciated their contribution, their goodwill, their talents, their skills, and just taking their perspective. It was just so heart opening and brought in more humility and appreciation for their being, their roles, all of that, all of us together. Again, as I was saying, the streams coming together so much bigger than any of us alone. So that's the way it showed up for me. Neil, I see your hand, please.
So, so I mean, I found myself thinking about the people who come and pick up my trash. I mean, that's not like a direct collaboration, perhaps, but gosh, they sure make my life easier. And I mean, right? And who made that truck that they pick it up in and mind the ore? I mean, you know, right? I mean, I found myself thinking about lots of people, and who made the discoveries, right? I mean, it went back, it went far back in time and wide across lots of areas. Certainly, my parents who gave me their DNA. I mean, I had reasonably competent parents, but even if I had terrible ones, they're still the ones who gave me their DNA. I mean, even if that was the end of their goodness, I mean, that was like a good deal.
That was a pretty big collaboration to make Neil happen.
There you go. Maybe regrettable, but I mean, I mean, there were just so many people who seemed involved. Right. The people who keep the lights on. I mean, yeah.
Lovely. Thank you, Neil. I'm just delighted hearing the way it showed up for you. All of the million, I don't know how many, uncountably many collaborators through your life. And that's how this practice showed up for you tonight, which is beautiful. It makes me happy to know and to hear just the variety, the way it showed up for Abraham and for me and for you. Just it's all different, it's all good, whatever is needed, whatever the heart is calling. It's all beautiful. These beautiful reflections. There's no right way to practice this. These are just invitations. So yay, beautiful. Delighted. So speaking of that, we will now, the invitation now is for us to engage in a collaboration, a small collaboration of a group of roughly 3 together, collaborating in a small sangha, co-creating with each other and hearing, as Abraham invited, like, I wonder what else showed up for people? How did it show up for them? You get the chance to hear and share with each other. So I will create the breakout rooms. And again, let's start with maybe 10, 15 seconds of silent metta and wishing each other well, and then share as little or as much as you wish about your practice. Have fun with your collaborators, your co-creators. Here you go. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. The rooms are closed, and we've got a couple of minutes for any reflections, questions. As you're coming out of rooms, I heard folks say deep bows and hugs. Oh, that just warmed my heart. That was so sweet to hear. It was so sweet to hear. So please don't be shy, especially if you haven't shared today or in a while. We'd love to hear from you. What did you discover with this practice? What did you discover? Sharing your insights, your wisdoms, your question, your confusion for the benefit of all beings. It's all good. Especially if you're shy, you're invited. You're hesitating, like, oh, I don't know about this talking in public thing. Lisa, please.
Hi, thank you, Nikki. this talking group helped me remember. So I had a class that I'd been in for 4 months and today, and it was such a wonderfully supportive group with the teachers and other students, like definitely a collaboration. And I was feeling really sad, like about the impermanence. And then hearing my two group mates like talk about other phases of the journey where they are in that process, like of starting a collaboration and what comes up with that, or like being past one years later and reflecting back. And it just helped me remember and not be so stuck and focused on the ending, because I was really going down into that, like pulled into that, understandably. But so yeah, so the dovetailing with the impermanence and like just being able to see, being reminded of like the fuller cycle.
Yeah.
So thank you to everyone.
Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful. I love the juxtaposition of, yes, appreciation and the sadness for this ending. It's like, oh, yes, it is impermanent, and the cycle and the ephemeral and all of that. Yeah, beautiful. Thanks for sharing that. That's lovely. Katie. I think it's Katie.
Hi, it was me. I'm Melly, and I raised
Hi.
my hand. Thank you. It's my first time in the Sangha. I'm very, very thankful to be here. We were just in a breakout room with Marianne and Barbara, and I was the last to share. So the continuation of that was I really, really blessed to reflect back on all the collaborations I've had throughout my life, and the culmination is the collaborations that I have now. Like recently, and just within the past year or half year, like I've just been in spaces where the right people, like couldn't be more perfect people, were around me, supporting me and supporting each other and supporting the same, you know, same cause for a more peaceful, loving world. And it's all in these like intimate, sacred spaces, like inspirational. So I wouldn't be in those spaces if it weren't for the other collaborations from way back when. So it's
Yeah.
all been very synchronous, and that,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, that just the synchronicity and the what a blessing good collaborations can be. That's what I'm getting from. There's so much appreciation, so much heart. There's so much gratitude. Oh my goodness, all these collaborations. Wow, I'm so blessed. Yeah, and gratitude for that arising. And here you are, you're new at happy hour, and here's the new set of collaborators for you. This is beautiful. Thank you and welcome. It's lovely. Thank you. And we're at time. And Abraham, I see your hands up. Is it quick? Because you've already also spoken before earlier today. So actually, tell you what, I'm going to stay late, and I want to hear you, Abraham. But just to respect the time, let's bring it to the end. Also, given that you've spoken, so let's bring it formally to an end. It's 7:02, but I'll stay a few minutes extra. How's that? So thank you all. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your practice, for your collaboration, your co-creation in this Sangha. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. Thank you.